Good evening, good morning, or good day, whenever you may be watching this. We are back with the Inferno, part one of the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. It's been a long time since our last video in this series, but hopefully we can have them out more often. I had some problems recording this video a couple different times. So as always, let's do a little recap of Canto 4 where we left off. And then at the end of reading Canto 5, we'll do a little plain speak summary of what we read. So last time in Canto 4, Dante and Virgil entered Limbo, the first circle of hell, a place of sorrow but not of torment, comprised of people unbaptized and those living before Christianity. Notably, the souls of Limbo are not there for willful sins. They're just very unlucky, just born at the wrong time, some may say. The punishment for no hope is to live on in desire within Limbo. So those of us who lived a great and nice life but had no hope, they go to Limbo. Dante included such figures in Limbo as the poets, Homer from Greece, Horace, Ovid, and Lucan from Rome, as well as historical figures like Saladin, the great Muslim leader of the Middle East during the Crusades, Hercules, demigod son of Zeus, Orpheus, the musician hero of Greek mythology, Socrates, the father of philosophy, Hippocrates, the father of medicine, and Diogenes, the craziest philosopher you will ever read about. Go learn about Diogenes. That man was insane in some of the best and worst ways. So that pretty much covers Canto 4's recap. Let's begin reading Canto number 5. This is the Divine Comedy, Dante Alighieri, the Inferno, Canto number 5. Thus I descended out of the first circle down to the second, that less space begirds and so much greater dole that goads to wailing. There standeth Minos, horrible and snarls, examines the transgressions at the entrance, judges and sends according as he girds him. I say that when the spirit evil-born cometh before him, wholly it confesses, and this discriminator of transgressions seeth what place in hell is meet for it. Girds himself with his tail as many times as grades he wishes it should be thrust down. Always before him many of them stand. They go by turns, each one unto the judgment. They speak and hear, then are downward hurled. O thou that is the dolorous hostelry, comest, said Minos to me, when he saw me leaving the practice of so great an office. Look how thou enterest, and in whom thou trustest. Let not the portal's amplitude deceive thee, and unto him my guide, why criest thou to? Do not impede his journey, fate ordained. It is so willed there where is power to do that which is willed, and ask no further questions. Side note, that's Virgil speaking to Minos there. And now begin the dulcim notes to grow. Audible unto me now am I come. There where much lamentation strikes upon me, I came into a place mute of all light, which bellows as the sea does in a tempest, if by opposing winds 'tis combated. The infernal hurricane that never rests hurtles the spirits onward in its rapine. Whirling them round and smiting, it molests them. When they arrive before their precipice, there are shrieks, the plaints, and the laments. There they blaspheme the puissance divine. I understood that unto such a torment the carnal malefactors were condemned, who reason subjugate to appetite, and as the wings of starlings bear them on in the cold season in large band and full, so doth the blast the spirits maledict. It hither, thither, downward, upwards drives them. No hope doth comfort them forevermore, not of repose, but even of lesser pain. And as the cranes go chanting forth their lays, making in air a long line of themselves, so saw I coming, uttering lamentations. Shadows borne onward by the aforesaid stress, whereupon said I, Master, who are those people whom the black air so castigates? The first of those of whom intelligence thou fain wouldst have. Then he said unto me, The empress was of many languages. To sensual vices she was so abandoned, that lustful she made licit in her law. To remove the blame to which she had been led, she in Semiramis, of whom we read, that she succeeded Ninus, and was his spouse. She held the land which now the Sultan rules. The next is she who killed herself for love, and broke faith with the ashes of Sichaeus. Then Cleopatra the voluptuous. Helen I saw, for whom so many ruthless seasons revolved, and saw the great Achilles, who at the last hour combated with love. Paris I saw Tristan, and more than 1,000 shades did he name and point out with his finger, whom love had separated from our life. After that I had listened to my teacher. Naming the dames of eld and cavaliers, pity prevailed, and I was nigh bewildered, and I began. O poet, willingly speak would I to those two, who together and seem upon the wind to be so light, and he to me. Thou mark when they shall be nearer to us, and then do thou implore them by love which leadeth them, and they will come. Soon as the wind in our direction sways them, my voice uplift I. O ye wary souls, come speak to us if no one interdict it. As turtle doves called onward by desire, with open and steady wings to the sweet nest, fly through the air by their volition borne. So came they from the band where Dido is, approaching us athwart the air malign, so strong was the affectionate appeal. O living creature, gracious and benignant, who visiting goest through the purple air, us who have stained the world incarnadine. If were the King of the universe our friend, we would pray unto him to give thee peace, since thou hast pity on our woe perverse. Of what it pleases thee to hear and speak, that will we hear, and we will speak to you. While silent is the wind, as it is now, sitteth the city wherein I was born, upon the seashore where the Po descends to rest in peace with all his retinue. Love that on gentle hearth doth swiftly seize this man for the person beautiful, that was ta'en from me, and still the mode offends me. Love that exempts no one beloved from loving, seize me with pleasure of this man so strongly that, as thou seest, it doth not yet desert me. Love has conducted us unto one death. Caina waiteth him who quenched our life. These words were borne along from them to us. As soon as I had heard those souls tormented, I bowed my face, and so long it held down, until the poet said to me, What thinkest? When I made answer, I began, Alas, how many pleasant thoughts, how much desires, conducted these unto this dolorous pass. Then unto them I turned me, and I spake, and I began. Thine agonies, Francesca, sad and compassionate, to weeping make me. But tell me at the time of those sweet sighs, by what and in what manner love conceded that you should know your dubious desires? And she to me, There is no greater sorrow than to be mindful of the happy time and misery, and that thy teacher knows. But if to recognize the earliest root of love in us thou hast so great desire, I will do even as he who weeps and speaks. One day we reading were for our delight of Lancelot, how love did him enthrall. Alone we were, and without any fear. Full many a time our eyes together drew that reading, and drove the color from our faces. But one point only was it that o'ercame us, when as we read of the much longed for smile, being by such a noble lover kissed, this man who never from me shall be divided, kissed me upon the mouth, all palpitating. Galeotto was the book, and he wrote it. That day no farther did we read therein, and all the while one spirit uttered this. The other one did weep, so that for pity I swooned away, as if I had been dying, and fell even as a dead body falls. And that's Canto number 5. So I'll include the image from Canto number 5 here, while we do a little plain speak summary of what all that means. What did we just read? So, Canto number 5, Dante and Virgil entered the second circle of hell, lust, guarded by Minos. He stands at the entrance as a beast-like figure who judges the lost souls and determines what eternal punishments they are worthy of. Now, this Minos is inspired by the ancient Greek king Minos of Crete, Minos the First. And in Dante's version, he uses his tail wrapping around himself to signal the various lost souls' placements to the lower circles. Virgil states once more, It is so willed, there is power to do that which is willed, and ask no further questions. This is Virgil's message to the various entities of hell, to tell them don't bother me and Dante were on a big journey or whatever. So, lust is a dark and windy place, a hurricane, a tempest. It whips the lost souls around and does horrible things to their bodies. The souls here are those who have succumbed to earthly appetites. Lust is not only a sexual desire, lust is addictions of many kind. Lust is incredible desires similar to greed, but more of a carnal nature, whereas greed is material. Such figures included in this circle are Cleopatra of Egypt of the Ptolemaic dynasty, Paris of Troy, Helen of Troy, and Achilles from the Trojan War, the Iliad and the Odyssey. Got a little bit more here. Oh yes, they speak with Francesca of Rimini, and the story moves Dante so much so that at the end he falls once again as if a dead body falls. But this time, it's not out of fear, it is out of pity for Francesca's sad tale and her placement in the circle of lust. So, thank you so much for watching Canto number 5. Hopefully it won't be quite as long before Canto number 6, and I'd still like to read all of the Inferno for you at some point. Thanks for watching.